Hey guys, what's going on? We're over here at Boothill Graveyard here in Tombstone, Arizona. We're going to be doing the tour right now. Can't wait to show you guys. This is actually one of the most haunted graveyards in the state of Arizona. Established when?
In 1878.
In 1878. So there it is, guys. Let's go take a tour right now. Let's go. All right, guys. So here we are at Boothill Cemetery, which is all right behind me right here, guys. And just got done talking with the person that handles all the tickets and stuff. She says that this is definitely a very, very active graveyard with lots of ghosts no matter what time of day. So I'll put the audio on right now so you guys can listen to that. But it's pretty cool. Check it out.
Okay.
You too, thank you.
And I hope you get something in your pictures.
Thank you, thank you. So you're saying we could see ghosts any time of the day?
Right.
Wow.
The best way to catch them is to find something you want to take a picture of and hold your button down where it takes multiple shots.
Okay.
And just be careful and go through each shot very carefully, and you'll find things in some of them that are different.
Okay, okay.
Orbs.
And you were saying, as far as time of day or anything, like...
Morning after, lady was here one morning and took a bunch of pictures. Now I was working this day, and she left and went to have lunch. Or they went downtown and did some walking around, took some pictures, and had stopped for lunch. And she decided to look at the pictures she had taken. All the ones she had taken out here had an aura around them, and some of them had little spots all over them. So she thought there was something wrong with her camera because all the rest of the pictures were fine, and she thought maybe it was the time of day she was here. She came back after lunch, took the same shots, and it did the same thing.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So there was something about her presence that either they didn't like or they were just messing with her.
Okay.
But she didn't get any good pictures out here.
Wow.
Other than all those orbs and aura. It was like a fog. The center would be in focus, but all around the edges was in a fog. I think the best spot to get some are right up here behind the bathrooms and this upper area up here. But like I said, they've been caught all over.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
You're very welcome. I hope you get some.
Me too.
Clary. There's
Alright.
the Bill Clinton. There's the...
All right, we'll get
Okay,
this.
so...
So tell us a bit about this.
All right, so this one is Patron Rodriguez. He was stabbed. Found in an abandoned mine in 1882. He was found at the bottom of a 60-foot shaft of the Minute Mine. He was well dressed, indicating he was not a miner. No identification of any kind.
Crazy.
People leave money.
All right, guys. So here we are. We just got a little tidbit right here. This Patron Rodriguez. But as you can see, I'm going to do kind of a wide shot here, but you can see all the graveyards, all the tombstones right here. Well, we won't go through all the readings, but we'll go through majority of them here. And as you guys can see at the back there, there's the McClurys, Clanton, who were killed in the streets of Tombstone.
That's the great O.K.Corral shootout.
Yep, in the great O.K.Corral shootout. Yep,
October 26th, 1881.
So if you guys know the story of Tombstone, you know what's up. There it is. So very famous shootout right there. Let me know if you guys seen the movie of Tombstone. Curious to know.
Oh, this one's 3 months old.
Look at Eva Waters. She's only 3 months.
You got this Van Houten one.
Van Houten?
He was beaten in the face with a stone until he died. Trouble was over his mining claim, which he had not recorded. Wow.
Hear that, guys? Make sure you guys come up on some gold, stake your claim quickly, or you'll be beaten to death.
Tom Waters was the father of Eva Waters.
Oh. Who we just saw, which was weird. You think
Was the 3-month-old one.
you think they would bury them together?
There's two between them. He was shot over the color of his shirt.
Wow. A lot of unknowns. Frank Bowles? What's the story on Frank Bowles?
I don't know. That's just another row.
Oh. Alright, we won't come back to that. We got the Haldeman brothers, Haldeman bros.
He was hanged.
This guy was hung.
In November 16th of 1900. Which was probably over at the courthouse. Some more unknowns. Julio Lucero, he was killed by Indians.
Holo, Lucero, Holo. I think it's Holo.
Julio Lucero.
Killed by Indians, huh? So once I upload this footage, guys, we're doing a walkthrough, but if you guys see ghosts or anything or specters, I'll take some pictures too and see what comes out. But I'll do some bursts on the video, or do some photo bursts, and then you guys can maybe see if we catch any ghosts or specters. It would be pretty cool. I'll put the camera on a tripod and then we'll take a look at it later.
This way goes to a Jewish cemetery and memorial.
Oh yeah, look down here. Jewish cemetery and memorial. All right, so what's the story with these guys? The Delaney,
The
Howard.
Dan Dowd, Red Sample, Tex Howard, Bill Delaney, and Dan Kelly legally hanged March 8th, 1884. These men were found guilty of killing several people during the robbery of a store in Bisbee. They were hanged on one scaffold in the courthouse yard. Red Sample was part of the 5 that were hanged for robberies and killing people, and Dan Dowd as well. They were all 5 hanged at the same time. A lot of unknowns.
We're gonna just kind of walk past this, guys. That's just a lot of unknown folks right here. Jerry Sullivan.
There's no information on him. He died 1881. Dick Toby was shot by Sheriff Behan. No reason why.
Margarita.
Margarita stabbed by Gold Dollar. 2 dance hall girls quarreling over a man, and Gold Dollar won.
Dang, fighting over men, guys. I've had a lot of women fight over me.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are back at Frank Bowles. What's the story with Frank Bowles?
His horse became frightened and threw him off. This caused a rifle to discharge and badly injure his knee. He lay in camp for several weeks without medical attention, and when friends took him to a doctor for amputation, it was too late. This information was provided by his daughter.
Crazy. And to let you guys know why this was called Boothill Cemetery, because a lot of folks got buried in their boots here. A lot of the cowboys, miners and stuff like that, they buried you in your boots. So that's why they call it Boothill Cemetery.
James Hickey, 1881. He was shot in the left temple by Claiborne for his over-intense that they drink together. Oh, his insistence that they drink together, sorry.
Crazy.
Three unknowns buried together.
Three unknowns buried. All right, guys, here we are at one of the most famous grave sites here at Boothill. You guys know the story of the McClurys?
Bill Clanton, Tom McLary, Frank McLary, murdered in the streets of Tombstone, 1881. So,
this was a famous shootout at the O.K.Corral. This is where they were buried at, right here on Boothill Cemetery. As you can see, big pile of rocks right here, guys. Oh, almost tripped over a rock.
Took place between the Earp brothers with Doc Holliday and the Cowboys. 3 men were killed and 3 were wounded.
So let me get a little closer look over here, guys. Kind of get some Billy Clanton, Tom McClary, Frank McClary, murdered in the streets of Tombstone. There it is, guys. All right, guys, look, check that out too. If you guys didn't see it already, but there's a Jim Beam. Somebody put that on there. Jim Beam on top of Frank McClary's. Got some bourbon there. So you'll see that a lot through all the sites here. People put money and whatnot. I'll get a closer look right now. So there it is, guys. All right, here we go. Old Man Clayton, what's the story on this?
He with several other men was ambushed on a cattle drive by Mexicans. All but 1 man were killed.
Crazy. Oh, he's a Confederate Army too. Confederate veteran. You guys can see that. Confederate veteran. Old Man Clayton. All right, let's keep going. Confederate flag right there, guys. Two cowboys buried here. John King, suicide. Ernest Brodins,
murdered in 1882. A miner native of Germany was found dead in his cabin with 4 bullet wounds in his body. Suspected of killing was his partner, with whom he had been quarreling and who had now disappeared.
Crazy. Teamster
killed by Apaches.
What's the story on Judge C. Lindley?
Chase Lindley, in his younger years, was one of the abolitionist members of the bar in California. His health was impaired by overwork, and he died in Tombstone in September 1882.
So what, he came out here to retire and died out here?
Yeah.
Kind of what it sounds like. All right, guys, here we go. We got John Martin right here. Rook was shot by a Chinaman. You guys can see that. Miss R.L. Brown. Why does that name sound familiar? R.L. Brown. Who is that?
It's a proprietress of a hotel and died of natural death.
Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? I know why it sounded familiar, because I was thinking of Molly Brown. If you guys know who Molly Brown is, let me know if you guys, that's who I was getting it mixed up with, but yeah, Molly Brown. My apologies. So, ooh, here's a good one. Dang, John Heath.
So, taken from county jail and lynched by Bisbee mob, February 22nd, 1884. He was called the leader of the 5 men who were legally hanged and was said to have planned the robbery. He was hanged from a telegraph pole a short distance west of the courthouse.
Crazy. Look at that, guys.
So
John
that goes
Heath.
back to the 5 that were over here.
Okay.
The Dan Dowd, Red Sample, Tex Howard, Bill Delaney, and Dan Kelly.
Dang. You know, something that kind of caught my attention here, guys, too. Look, you can kind of see some piles of rocks right here with no tombstones, but you got to wonder if, like, people were buried right here, too, and they just didn't mark them. So, but going back to John Heath, that's a good story. All right, so there's John Heath walking around. Some unknowns. Lots of unknown, guys. Lots of unknowns. What's up with Mrs. Stump?
She died in childbirth from an overdose of chloroform given to her by the doctor.
So Mrs. Stump died from chloroform? Wow. That's crazy.
There's no information on Bobby Jackson and Frank Hart other than they passed away 1882.
So here we are, Bobby Jackson, Frank Hart, guys. No info on these folks. If you know or related to them, let me know. Drop some comments in the bottom. Malcolm McDowell, or Malcolm Campbell, sorry. Malcolm McDowell. Isn't that an actor? All right.
He was a Christian man who died of pneumonia.
What's up with Mrs. R.B. Campbell here?
Wife of restaurant owner of that name, she died very suddenly of severe stomach cramps and spasms, suspected of poisoning.
Crazy.
Watch the cactus.
Always got to watch for cactuses, guys. Anybody ever fall in cactus? Charlotte, let me push you in the cactus.
Yeah, no.
No? Oh. What's the story on Henley Jackson?
It was said that death never took a holiday in Tombstone. On this day, Hilly, a schoolboy, fell while walking on a pair of stilts and injured his back. He seemed only slightly injured, but the next morning he died suddenly with a spasm.
Crazy. Hilly Hickson.
The Thomas Kearney that you were just looking at, Kearney and Simon Constantine were blown up by a blast.
So these guys were blown up? Wow. Mining's dangerous, guys. All right, guys, John McKenzie and what does that say? Miles or Mike? Miles?
Miles Sweeney.
Looks like Miles was murdered, and we'll get closer here in a sec. What's the story on John McKenzie?
No information.
No info?
Unknown.
So how was Miles Sweeney murdered?
It doesn't say on
Doesn't
Miles
say.
Sweeney. But I was just looking, someone
Like somebody left this.
to grandma from.
If you left that here, let me know. All right, guys, we're gonna pick up the pace here a little bit. We're gonna kind of move along here, so gonna get some of these tombstones here. But M.E. Kellogg, Seymour Dye.
So here lies George Johnson, hanged by mistake, 1882. He was right, we was wrong, but we strung him up, and now he's gone.
So poor George Johnson was hung.
Johnson innocently bought a stolen horse and suffered the consequences.
Wow. Poor guy. All right, here we go. John Gillespie. M.R. Peel. Billy Kingsman.
Billy Kingsman, 1883. He was shot by a woman much older than he, who was jealously in love with him.
Wow.
That was
Billy
provided
Kingsman,
by his niece.
1883. Shot by an older woman.
They were ambushed by Indians.
Ben Scott, Al Bennett, ambushed by Indians. I'm gonna get a little bit better shot over here, guys. I think Dave would like that picture. Crazy. WM Grounds. Hans Christensen. Go ahead. Chris Nab Christensen.
Hey, she was buried like all the way on the edge.
What's that?
Delilah Williams, she was buried all the way on the edge.
Wow. Yeah, they really. Delia. What is it? Delia? William? Suicide?
Delia?
Delia. All right, here we go. M. Lopez, again, buried on the very outside of Boothill. You gotta wonder if there's any more grave sites over here. Daniel Oyer drowned. Harry Curry, 1882, killed by Indians.
So here's a popular.
One of the more popular.
Here lies Lester Moore. 4 slugs from a 44, no less, no more.
Very popular tomb site right here, guys. Have you guys seen the movie Tombstone? It's definitely pictured in the movie.
Moore was a Wells Fargo agent at Naco and had a dispute with a man over a package. Both died.
Marshal Fred White.
He was accidentally shot as he started to take Curly Bill's gun. This took place on the lot where the Birdcage Theater now stands.
Crazy. Lots of donations for Mr. Marshall, or for Mr. Fred White. Stinging lizard, what's shot by Cherokee Hall? What's the dealio with stinging lizard?
That's about it. Shot by Cherokee Hall.
Okay. Moving on. What do you think, guys? Think somebody was buried here and the cactus grew out? Simon Constantine. Ben Olini, Joseph Ziegler. Here we go, guys. Alfred Cantrell shot in 1881. That's not a ghost walking by, promise. Alfred Cantrell shot. That's not a ghost either, Charla. And McAllister, Minnie Dow. Indian Bill. Mrs. John Clum. Jim Riley, murdered, 1881.
Dutch Annie, sometimes called the Queen of the Red Light District.
Dutch Annie, wow. Red Light District, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys are into hookers, there it is, Dutch Annie. Red Light District, the madam of all madams. Peter Crawley. Joss Thomas. Killing. Or Kyling.
Results of a disagreement over Killing's wife. Leslie married the widow.
Spiky. John Gibbon. Hornsby shot. John Wickstrom, 1882. As you can see, guys, or maybe hopefully, I don't know if you guys can make it out, but lots of unknowns. Lots of unknowns. Johnny Wilson, Hancock, 1879, shot. Here we go, guys. Geo Atkins, another Confederate veteran. Regardless, however you guys look at it, he was still a veteran. Served in a major war, obviously. So still got to pay the respects, guys. Geo Atkins. All right, here we go. Moving on.
Jesus, G. Renacco was says killed, but he fell headfirst from a cliff.
Wow.
Eesh.
James McMartin.
He was shot by Cherokee Hall.
Oh, Jack King was shot by Cherokee Hall?
Yeah.
And we saw Cherokee Hall down the ways, right? Wasn't Cherokee Hall buried here?
I don't know. Either that or there's a lot of...
Alrighty, guys, we're almost done. We got like 2 more rows left. Now, again, from what the lady told us inside the ticket booth, behind the bathroom, which is where we're at, this is one of the most haunted spots on the cemetery, okay? So if you guys see any paranormal, there's nobody here right now. It's just us two. So if you guys see anything, let me know. All right. S. McFarland.
So the Brady brothers, 1883, these boys were drowned while swimming in the San Pedro River. One died in a vain attempt to save his brother, ages 11 and 12.
Wow, Brady's brothers died 11 and 12 years old, trying to save each other. Crazy. Get a little tighter to this, George Russell.
He died while being operated on for cancer of the stomach.
Oh, he died in the operation room? George
Yeah.
Russell? All right. So here we have an old one right here. Kind of a nicer setup here. What's the story on Lum? It looks like he was a Chinaman.
Mr. Lum?
Yeah.
It's actually Mrs. Lum.
Mrs. Okay, it's really faded out.
Yeah, it's faded out. But it's Mrs. Ah Lum, born in China and buried in Boothill in 1906. She had great influence among the Chinese residents here. Some believe she had Tong affiliation in China. Looks like she died at the age of 67.
67 years old, yeah. Wow. So she could have been a gangster of some sort, huh? She was part of that dynasty. Crazy. All right, guys, I don't know what's going on right here. I don't know what that is on top of that. Well, I'm gonna get a closer look right here.
So this is Kwong Ki. Kwong, who ran the Can Can restaurant in the 1880s, was first buried in a pauper's grave. His friends had his body moved and laid to rest in Boothill beside the friends he knew in life.
So as you guys can see, this is surrounded by a really kind of cool setup here.
Watch those have thorns on
Corn
it.
King, yeah. So, why do you think this is built like this, guys? Let me know. Evil spirits, maybe?
That's like a stone that was in the middle.
Yeah, there was something there before. So, crazy. All right, here we go, moving on. All right, guys, here we are, moving on from there. Chink Smiley, 1884. Ed Bancroft, 1882. Charles Gadilla. Winner's Anton, 1882.
Ooh, watch your head here.
All right. Low hanging right here. Got to be careful. Emmett Crook Nunley, 1884 to 1946. Looks like there was something there, but what's the story on her?
That's just to let us know what row we're on.
Oh.
With the help of townspeople, he spent the last year of his life seeking to restore as much as could be restored. This old cemetery, it was his request to rest here.
Wow. All right, here we go. George Hand, 1896. So, really no more rows. There's like nothing else here that, so we're gonna just kind of take a brisk walk here. 2 Chinese.
Died of leprosy.
Huh. So 2 Chinese died of leprosy. All right, and then this is the last grave, John Swain.
No, there's another row.
There is? I don't see another row.
John Swain Slaughter, 1945. Old John was nearly 100 years old when he died. He came here in 1879 with the John Slaughter family and spent his life in and around Tombstone.
All right, guys, we had ourselves a great time here at Boothill Graveyard. Lots of cool and creepy stuff here. Hopefully I got some paranormal footage as well. So we're gonna post this up. Be sure as always too to check out more. We're gonna post some more videos from our Tombstone experience. So until next time, guys, always
Click like and subscribe to the channel.
there it is, guys. Click like,
See you
subscribe.
soon.
Subscribe.
Bye.
There it is. Bye. All right, later.